Ms. Valdaz-Lark, you claim your engagement to your fiancé, Mr. Slater, is on hold until you determine today if he cheated on you and fathered his ex's 1-year-old daughter, Harmony.
Yes, Your Honor.
So there's a lot riding on today's results.
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Pitts, you are that ex and are not only here today to prove paternity, but also want Mr. Slater's fiancé to know that he is still attempting to have a sexual relationship with you.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Slater, you say there's no way you are Harmony's father because you have not had sexual contact with Ms. Pitts in years.
Yes, Your Honor.
So, Ms. Valdaz-Lark, I'll start with you. How did you find out Ms. Pitts was pregnant and claiming your fiancé was the father?
Back in September 2012, I received a phone call from their 12-year-old daughter stating that Ms. Pitts would like to speak with me. So once I got the phone to speak with Ms. Pitts, she said, I'm not calling you to be messy. I need to speak with you on a matter. So I'm like, okay, go ahead. What's the matter? She was like, I'm pregnant by Robert. So I'm like,
that's a lie, Your Honor.
Wow.
That's a lie.
Well, I know it's not.
Actually, my 12-year-old daughter
she called to ask to speak to her father.
Speak with her father.
She called to speak to her father, and her father wasn't there, which I stated.
So at that moment, I said, well, let me speak to her.
She wanted to speak with me. So I was like, fine, put your mother on the phone. I will speak with her.
I had been trying to get in touch with Mr. Slater
to sign some
adoption papers. I could not get in touch with him.
Correct. So I was her last hope to get in contact with Mr. Slater. So, like I told her, I will call you back. Let me get in touch with him. So I called him to get him home so we can continue the conversation, because I wasn't going to continue the conversation without him being in there. Because he's a part of this incident or whatever it may be going on between them.
Your Honor, when I was having my baby, the adoption parents was at the hospital with me. I was finna to get my daughter up.
So, Ms. Pitts, you were considering adoption.
Yes, ma'am.
And you needed the father to sign off, be informed, etc. So you were making this call for that reason.
Yes, ma'am.
When you finally got him on the phone, did he accept he was the father? Did he believe at that time he was the father?
No, ma'am. She didn't even get him on the phone. She got me. He wasn't there.
But at the time that he called telling me she wasn't trying to be when he came home, and it wasn't on no message tip. Like,
how was it being messy? Why would you even call me?
Hold on.
You had a way to contact him.
Ms. Valdaz-Lark, but you say you weren't going to have the conversation until you got him home and you were on speaker.
Right. So
did you get him home?
Immediately.
Did you guys get on the speaker?
Yes, we did.
And you called back?
Yes, I did.
What was the nature of the conversation?
She proceeded.
One at a time.
She proceeded to tell me what was going on, that they started back fooling around in May of 2012. So I'm like, why would you even start back messing with him when he already don't take care of the child that y'all already have together? So why would you, not only that, Your Honor, she have several other kids, maybe 7, 8, or 9, 10. I don't know how many there are.
Hold on, first, but I don't know
how many there are. She just had a baby this year.
Yes, I did by my husband, Your Honor.
Okay, what I want to understand is, did he doubt paternity?
When I first told him, no, ma'am, he didn't say, well, that's not my baby, and he didn't say any of that.
But obviously you have Harmony, so you wanted to move forward with the adoption.
Yes, ma'am.
But you didn't.
No, ma'am.
Why did you ultimately not move forward?
When I first decided to get my child for adoption, I was, like, my husband was in prison at that time. And I didn't want him to find out. But he came home earlier than I thought he would, so I had to wind up telling him. When I gave birth to my daughter, my sister was at the hospital with me also. My hand was on the dotted line. My aunt came in and told me that she wasn't finna let me get my child up for adoption. At that moment, I called my husband and talked to him about it, and he told me he didn't want me to get my baby up. He was gonna be there for my daughter. And he has been there ever since I had her.
Now, Mr. Slater, you're mighty quiet over there.
I see you.
He's the main ingredient to this.
You get this call, and do you believe you're the father?
No.
You don't?
No, Your Honor.
Why?
Because I haven't had sex with her.
Oh, Lord.
So why would she say, if you haven't had sex with her at all, why would she just come up with your name like you, the father?
You don't take care of my child. Why would
Every
I not
relationship
on you?
I
I
be
my
in,
baby,
she
you
call
don't
and
take care of
tell
my
them I got her
child. Why?
pregnant.
Hold on, I can't hear his testimony. You said what, sir?
I said, cause she obsessed with me. Everyone I talk to, she call them and tell them that I got her pregnant.
Oh,
my
she's
God.
obsessed with you.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed with you.
Mr. Slater, you say you have doubts as to whether or not you're the father of this child. You feel like you're not the father.
Yeah.
Why are you doubtful? Besides the fact you say you haven't had sex with her. Are you aware she was in an intimate relationship with anybody else during that window of conception?
Yes, and she a slut.
I'm a
Okay,
slut.
let's be respectful.
You ain't saying that you was just in my bed.
Let's
I don't want him, baby. You can have what you keep sleeping with him. You don't want
Let's
him.
get some
I got everything me
order.
mine's need.
I can't tell. You still sleeping with him.
Jerome, please go stand between the two ladies. If you want more episodes of Paternity Court, make sure to subscribe and click on the notification bell. Ms. Valdaz-Lark, what happened when you found out Ms. Pitts was pregnant?
I told her come and get him and his stuff and get him out. He didn't want to go. I ain't going nowhere with that age. You said you'll be a fool to sit there believe anything she said right now. I told her, I don't know who
about her.
because both
He
of
telling
y'all
me the same thing to me.
I ain't didn't even try to
He tell
help
me
her
the same thing
out
about
and
her.
help him out. It's where it seems like I'm being the fool made of. But guess what? The day gonna determine it all.
Did you call off the engagement at that point? Or when did your
Yeah, I
engagement?
put it on pause then too, and then somehow I ended up
Let him say
pregnant.
they wasn't engaged, Your Honor.
I ended up pregnant. I just had a baby in 2014 by this guy.
And so once you found out you were pregnant, you decided to stay with Mr. Slater.
Try to pan everything out and work on things.
Okay.
So he went and got the rings, which I have proof that there was rings. I pawned them.
So you pawned your engagement ring.
Yes, Your Honor.
And it was only after you decided you were pregnant, you said, all right, I'm gonna stay with him and see if we can work this thing out because I'm pregnant.
Out, right.
No, Your Honor, that ain't why she pawned the ring. Somebody I used to talk to in the past had sent a text message to my phone. And
No,
she seen
somebody didn't
and
send
called
him no
them
text
back,
message. It
and
was
this is
somebody
why
he started
the ring
texting.
gone.
Another one of his exes, he always digging up his past.
Okay, and that's
he
how
won't
he
never
do. He
move
gonna
on
keep
to the
on
future
rocking
and try
with
to do
never
something
change.
bigger and
He will
better.
never
He love to
change.
dig up the old instead of going to get something new.
So why you will?
All right, Ms. Valdaz-Lark.
I ain't had to give me no
If
play,
you felt
win or
like,
well.
Yes, Your
if
Honor.
you felt like he cheated in this instance, did you believe he cheated with Miss Pitts as well and the baby could possibly be his?
It's a great possibility.
Okay.
Because what woman in their right mind would just concoct some kind of story and call somebody with some
He
old
don't do
bogus
nothing
story
for my baby.
if it wasn't
Why would I keep
true.
on putting my baby on him? He don't do nothing for her. Look at my child. My child looks just like him.
She's a beautiful baby. I got
She's
to give
just
you
like
that.
him.
I just told him back there that she
No,
looked
the baby
right.
look like her mama.
That baby
I
don't
told
look nothing like me, Robert.
When she was
Mr.
first
Slater.
born, Your Honor, Miss Pitts sent me a text message, a picture of the baby
She
to my
asked for
phone.
it.
I asked for her for a picture of the baby. She sent it to me, and I was so grateful that she sent it to me because when I got the picture, I told him the baby resembled his mother. He still denied. Even his sister now, you crazy? You think that baby look like our mom? That baby
I
look
just
nothing
talked
like
to his
our
sister
mom.
last night, Your Honor. His
But she
sister
say that all the time. Every baby she see, she say, oh, that baby look like your mama.
I'm just going by what
I'm
was
getting a
told to
little
me.
annoyed because the truth is, we're talking about everything
But except
else
for that child right there.
but harmony and
That child.
how in the world we got to the point
That's why we're here today.
that
Your Honor.
her paternity is at issue. After you told him you were pregnant, you say he didn't buy in, he didn't believe it was his. Did he help you at all throughout this entire pregnancy, anything?
No, ma'am.
Who was there for you?
My sister has been there for me since day one. She was trying to get me to change my mind about giving my daughter up for adoption.
And so obviously when she was born, there was no relation because you had to track him down to deal with the adoption stuff.
Yes, ma'am.
Then you opted not to put her up for adoption.
Yes, ma'am. After I had my
And
daughter.
now, since that time, she's how old now?
She's one.
An entire year. Has Mr. Slater been in her life?
No, ma'am. He's been to my house and seen my child.
She lying, young. I haven't seen her.
Okay.
I seen a picture on the phone.
Oh my God.
So you've never seen this baby in person?
Robert, you need to stop lying because
I
it don't make no
never have done
sense.
Ms. Valdaz-Lark, do you know whether or not he's seen the baby in person?
I don't know.
You have no idea.
I don't know.
Your Honor, I go pick
I
Mr.
don't
Slater
know.
up.
You go pick him up?
Yes, ma'am.
From where?
How she pick me up and I be with Sakina?
Your Honor, he's a lie. You can't, I mean, she want to
She
believe
a
he's
lie, Your Honor. You can't believe
I ain't
nothing
believing
she
nobody
say.
right now, y'all.
Your Honor.
I'm
Everybody
believing
lying.
only me.
Oh,
Me,
Lord.
myself, and I is
The
all I
test
have to
was
believe in
taken.
right now today.
Say, I'm sorry, Miss
I
Valdaz-Lark.
am not believing neither one of them. Only somebody I'm believing is me. Me, myself, and I. That's all I got.
That's all
She
you
lied
can.
too. You can't believe
All you
her.
can do.
I take
All
a
right,
lie to
so
take
the
the test
bottom
if that's the
line
case.
is
Your Honor.
everybody's a lie. But the problem
much.
is the baby's not a lie.
No, she's not, because she's
She's
here.
here.
She's here.
She's here.
She's here.
And Your Honor.
So you all
She
running
didn't ask to
around
be
here, everything, she a lie, he a lie, he a lie,
Your
she a
Honor.
lie. You just sound ridiculous. Like you all just, this is ridiculous. So, Mr. Slater, now you say you've never slept with Miss Pitts in years.
Yeah,
And that's
you're
why
right,
this
Your
baby
Honor.
cannot be yours, because you have never, ever slept with her in recent past.
You're right, Your Honor.
How long has it been since you slept with Miss Pitts?
I can't remember.
Look at me in my face when you testifying, because you know what? Liars
Can't look at you.
look around when they're talking. I'm right here. How long has it been since you slept with Miss Pitts?
I can't remember, Your Honor.
Has it been 6 months?
No longer than that.
A year?
Your Honor,
Longer than that.
Longer than that?
he can't even say that because his oldest daughter told him to his face in my presence that he was at his mother, in her mother's house.
She ain't tell you
What?
that.
She stood to his face in front of me and told him, Daddy, yes, you did come to my mama's house picking up my
No,
mama's
she ain't stood in
at
my
my
face. I wasn't
cousin's
even
birthday
mad when
party.
she told you that. I wasn't even mad at the house
When
when
Miss
she
Pitts
told
called
me
me and
that.
told me she was pregnant when we had Khalil for Thanksgiving within that same year.
She was just there questioning the child.
She know when she saw her daddy, because back in June, she called him, back in June of 2012, she called him and asked, was he gonna spend the night? And I'm like, why would she do that if you ain't been there? Why would she do it if
You know,
you ain't
the
been there?
irony of all of this is you two women have been fighting all day, but you
I'm not
actually
fighting
on the
with her.
same
I don't
side
have
of
no
the
problem with
I
her.
didn't have no
She's the
problem with
liar.
her. He's the
She
issue.
is the liar.
He's the issue.
She's a liar, Your Honor.
And Your Honor, I have
You can't
8
believe
kids, Your
that
Honor.
kid.
I pay my own rent, my own business, no Section 8, no projects, none of that. I don't call them asking them for anything for my kids. Nothing.
If Mr. Slater is her biological father, then where do you go from here? What do you want her to at least be able to know who her biological father is?
No, ma'am.
But what if she wants to know?
Well, she will make the decision when she turns 18.
That's crazy.
No, it's not, Your Honor. For the simple fact, Robert, he's still not going to step up. Like, she really doesn't know him. I know him. I've been knowing him since I was 11 years old, Your Honor. I done been through women, arguing with women
Your
about
Honor,
Robert.
she lying. I didn't know her when she was 14 years old. I did not know her when she was 11 years old.
You know what,
lied.
Mr. Slater, let me just say this. Every
I have
time
no reason
somebody
to lie.
testifies to something in this courtroom, the first thing out your mouth is she's a lie. Now, I'm starting to believe you the lie. Now, you You're going to have to come up with some testimony in here that makes some sense. Because every time I turn around and ask you a question, you can't recall. But every time they make a statement, they a lie.
They can't recall.
So you
either.
sit here for a second and think about what you know and what you can offer in terms of testimony. Besides, she's a lie, because I've heard that already. Ms. Valdaz-Lark, do you want to be with him?
And to this point right now, I don't even know. Honestly, I really don't even know, because he cheated on me before. He slept with Mrs. Pitt. He probably slept with somebody else in between her. I don't know what this
You
guy
need to
be out
tell her who
here
you
doing.
slept with.
Who I
And
slept
so-
with.
Well, that's irrelevant because she's not here saying she doesn't know who the father of her child is.
No, because I know the father of mine.
So now listen.
Well, he must have, because
Ms.
he was down your
Valdaz-Lark,
baby too.
How will the
That ain't got
results
nothing to do with what
today
he did.
impact your relationship with Mr. Slater?
Right about now, I can't even say. If she's his, he getting his walking papers.
Good.
He's already prepacked.
Pre-packed.
Yes. Yes.
Got it. So if the results indicate he is the father,
It's bye.
okay.
It's bye-bye for a month, and then he back at home.
He ain't never been gone for no.
All right, well, you know what? I think it's time for the results. Jerome, will you just keep getting me the envelope? These results will determine whether, in fact, Mr. Slater has had a sexual relationship with Ms. Pitts within the last year, and whether he's bye. These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics, and they read as follows. In the case of Valdaz-Lark versus Pitts Slater, when it comes to 1-year-old Primrose Harmony Pitts, Mr. Slater, you are her father.
Keep on lying. Now play with it. Go on, marry if I'm gonna get it. Go on, marry him. Now play with it. Play with it. He knew that. That's why he smelled
Now
it,
that
'cause he
you
knew
found
that.
out you have this beautiful little girl, what are you gonna do?
Take care of her.
You need to get serious. How old are you? 30 years
30.
old?
30.
That's too old to be up in here clowning. This energy I'm getting from you, it's very off-putting. It's disappointing, to be honest. You know, I could have flown off the handle because quite frankly, you've really made me angry today. But a man like you, that doesn't work on a guy like you because you're so cavalier, you really don't care about nothing. But listen, look me in the eye and tell this court you plan to take care of those kids.
I plan to take care of my kid.
Good. And I'm gonna hold you to it. With that said, court is adjourned. Ms. Edelen, you say there is no way your deceased son, Quentin, fathered the defendant's daughter. You claim Miss Thomas is a promiscuous hanger-on who slept with many people other than your son, including your own family members. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Thomas, you say that after tragically losing Quentin, the love of your life, Ms. Edelen has made your life miserable with her paternity denial. You say her son is undoubtedly Savannah's biological father, and you intend to prove that today. Ms. Edelen, why are you so sure your son did not father Ms. Thomas's child?
I strongly believe that because Quentin had confided in me more than once and twice about people she slept with.
So your son actually said this?
Yes.
Ms. Thomas,
Yes, Your Honor.
you said Quentin was the love of your life.
Yes, Your Honor.
Were you cheating on him during the relationship?
Actually, what actually happened was we had split up for a little minute, and it was a possibility, and I brought it to his attention around the time I had conceived with his child, that it could have been a possibility that, like, she was somebody else's child.
So you did tell him that?
Yes, I did.
So your testimony is that you were honest.
Yes, I was 100 from the jump.
And you said to him, this may be your child,
This may not be your child.
but it may not be.
So
Yes.
that's what I'm saying, Your Honor, is that Quentin, out of my 3 children, Quentin and I were the closest. We talked about any and everything and all types of things. And he confided in me. It was almost like he knew he was about to die because he told me things 3 months before he passed away.
What did he say?
This one time, he said he was getting off of work from working one of his 2 jobs. And he goes by his best friend's house and he sees his white Cadillac parked in his best friend's driveway, which is the car that he would let Alexis drive while he was at work. So Quentin tells me he had to knock on the door to get his best friend to tell him where Alexis. He said, why is my car over your house? Where's Alexis? And he
His
said,
friend's
and he said that Alexis let him use the car.
Oh, the friend said, Alexis, let me use the car.
And he said, man, why would Alexis let you use my car? He said, man, where is Alexis? He said, bro, I ain't gonna lie to you. Alexis hiding in the closet in the house.
Really?
Why would I be hiding in the closet? And
Why would
actually,
you
I was
be
at
over
school.
his best
I was at
friend's house?
school, and we were supposed to go fix the car.
And why had you taken the car to that house?
Because he told me to meet him there because the tags was bad.
So why would you even move the car? Now, I'm not gonna lie on my dear child. I love him. His ashes is with me on this pendant right now.
You lie any other time.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
Well,
You've
who
been lying
lied
on me
today?
my whole life. You've been
I
lying on
already
me
know
my
you since
whole
you've
time
been-
I've been with
since
your
you've been
son.
with my
I've been
son.
with your son 5 years. Why you
5
lying on me?
years-
You never
five
liked me from
years-
the beginning
the
at
5
all.
years of
You never
lying.
liked me from the beginning.
That's right, because you always want to be in some man's face, want to see
I
the
never
attention.
been in no
Yes,
man's face. I've
yes,
been
you-
with faithful
you
with him.
may-
I was
you
with
may
the-
be a
Okay, let's
beautiful
get-
young
let-
woman.
your whole
You
marriage
may
to
be a
your
beautiful
son.
young woman.
Let's
but
get
ugly
some
on the
order.
inside. You're
Let's
ugly on the
get
inside.
some order. Let's get some order. I want to understand this. What your conclusion was, Ms. Edelen, is your son was trying to say that he believed Miss Thomas was in the house cheating with somebody else.
Correct.
let's understand the nature of this relationship. Ms. Thomas, can you tell the court about you and Quentin's relationship?
We met like October of 2014. Like I met when I was going to school, and he basically was there for me. Like he motivated me, he pushed me to finish school, and basically he was there when I needed him the most, and he really cared about me.
My son was an upstanding young man. He wasn't no drug dealer, no thug. He was a good man.
Okay. Finish telling us about your relationship, Ms. Thomas.
He made me very happy, and to the point where we got engaged, and we was gonna follow through with the whole getting married process after like the whole situation with me and the baby.
And that's what he told me as well. He wanted to marry her because he was the best thing in her life. That they wanted to be a family.
He was there. He was there for me when nobody else was. When I don't have family, so he was basically my family. And then we also had intentions on getting the DNA done. We just didn't get a chance to get to it.
Because that's consistent with your testimony that you were honest with him, and you were honest with him because you truly loved him. I can see in your eyes you are very passionate when you speak about him. So this was someone you love very much.
Yes.
So what happened that you told him that you said you were 100, you told him the truth. What happened that you ended up feeling like you needed a DNA test?
It was a time where I had messed around with somebody. I was drunk, and it was just a drunk night. And I flat out just told him, this is what happened, and this could have been a possibility. I just brought it out there because I didn't, I was just trying to be honest.
And that's why, Your Honor, I'm standing here today, because my son told me that story as well. He confided me in many things that his friends had told him about, what she had done, what she could have done when they weren't together. So she's telling you herself that she wasn't faithful.
Basically, you're both testifying that there truly is a doubt. There is a reason to question. And
yes.
Even though, Ms. Thomas, you believe he is your child's biological father, the truth is you don't know for sure.
Correct.
Let's talk about the pregnancy. When Savannah was born, was Quentin there for you? Did he go to appointments with you? Was he there at the hospital with you?
Yes, he was there every step of the way.
He even signed the birth certificate.
He even signed the birth certificate, which I have a copy of.
I'd like to see that. Jerome, will you please hand me that evidence? So this is the birth certificate?
Yes.
For Savannah Marie Thomas Edelen. Father's name, Quentin Philip Edelen.
Yes.
Signed the birth certificate, gave her his name.
Yes.
Even though he had paternity doubts, because you were honest with him and told him that you had slept with someone else on a drunk night.
Yes.
Did he tell you he signed the birth certificate?
Yes, he did, and I said that was a stupid move on your part. Because if you had that doubt, Quentin, you shouldn't have signed that birth certificate. I said you should have waited, you should have left that blank. Because we already know there's a question if this is your child. But he's a good man. He's a responsible young man. He's a loving man. He loves her. He loved that baby. He said, Mama, I just don't feel that she's mine. I want to know, because if Savannah is his, I want her in my life. If not, they can move on. And to point out another thing about her promiscuity, her sexual activities with other people, and it just hurts my soul to even bring this up. She slept with my oldest son.
Years.
But she slept with your other son as well?
Years.
Yes.
Way years before.
But still, that's bringing up the type of character that she has. It's a pattern, you see.
Had.
A pattern. Yeah, people can change. We all can change. But we're trying to build up why there's a doubt that Savannah is his.
This was 2 years way before my daughter happened. This is when we first got together. That happened. In 2014, that's when that happened.
So you are admitting you did sleep with Miss Edelin's older son?
Yes, I did do it. And I'm
that
not gonna lie.
All right, that son is here?
Yes, he is.
And I'd like to speak to him directly. Jerome, will you please escort him into the courtroom?
How's it going? Go up and stand next to your mom.
Mr. Edelen, thank you for joining us. We're here today having a hearing concerning the paternity of baby Savannah. One of the issues that we've been discussing is, unfortunately, your mother believed that your younger brother, Quentin, your late brother, believed that Miss Thomas had been having relationships with other men, but your mom also testified that you had had a sexual relationship with Miss Thomas in the past as well. Is that true?
Yes, Your Honor. But I just want to say for the record, she came on to me. Like, I was just chilling, you know. I mean, like, that's just what I wanted to add. Like, you know, I was wrong for it, but...
My daughter had told Alexis, stay out of Edward's face. You go with my other brother. You need to go and leave Edward alone.
Oh, so this was during the period of the four years or so that she was with Quentin. This wasn't before she ever started to date Quentin. This is while she was dating Quentin.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Your Honor.
So, Miss Thomas, how did you end up sleeping with two brothers at the same time? Do you know why?
No. Was it another drunken night?
And well, listen, before you are too condescending to her, it takes two, Miss Edelen.
I understand that.
I have to ask you as well, Mr. Edelen, why would you sleep with your brother's girlfriend?
I didn't understand that either.
I was just going through a rough time, and, you know, I was wrong, you know, but also don't nobody know what I was going through at that time, and nobody can really judge me but God. So y'all can feel how y'all want to feel about that.
What are you feeling, Miss Thomas? Why are you so upset?
Can we just get this over with?
I'm concerned about you right now. I want you to know.
Ever since, I just don't feel comfortable being around her. Let's put it like that. Ever since she put my daughter out, me and my daughter out, I just ain't really spoken to her. And it's been 6 months since he been gone. And I really ain't had time to really be by myself and grieve. I've been out here trying to make sure my daughter is straight. I've been working and going to school, trying to go hard for her. She everything I got right now. And don't nobody understand it. Just going through all this is just making me like, look at it like, dang, you looked at me like this for what? We couldn't sit down like grown people and discuss
We tried
this.
to do that. I'm an adult and she's an adult, and we tried to talk about this. We wanted to get the DNA before this happened. We even talked about just go right in and go get a DNA test from there and go from there. But no. We decided to come here.
I'm glad you did, because Savannah needs answers, and you do too.
Yes, ma'am.
You both are grieving, and I know losing a son, a child, Miss Edelen, I know there is no greater pain.
None.
And I feel for you, I truly do.
Yes.
And you're grieving as well, Miss Thomas. Right, wrong, or indifferent, you have expressed that this was your truest love.
The
You're a
best
young
thing
girl.
that happened to her in her life.
And she has admitted how much he did for her.
Yes.
Inspired her, motivated her. Do you feel after this testimony, after listening to how beautifully she spoke about your son, their relationship, do you feel any differently about Savannah? Do you believe that she is your son's daughter?
I'm going to express this, Your Honor. He signed that birth certificate with that doubt. He helped raise that baby still with that doubt. He said, Mama, if she ain't mine, I'm still raising like she mine. That's how open and loving he is, because that's how much he loved her. And the time when they lived with me, and Savannah and them lived with me, she know I show her love, her child as much love and affection as I show my other grandson. Did I not?
Yes, you did.
I have love for her, even if she's
She
not.
like a mama that I never had. And I do somewhat care about her.
And it
breaks my heart.
Yes.
Her to feel that way about me and look at me like that. And I changed my life ever since I've known that she ain't like me. I tried my hardest to prove her wrong. And I want her to be in Savannah's life, but if she not hers, then I'm just gonna exit. But I know for a fact that's his baby.
And let me finish what I was saying. As much as Quentin had a doubt in his mind that that baby may not be his, he was still willing to be with you and that baby. And he asked me to do the same. Mm-hmm. That you need help, you need somebody that's firm, strong, and can help you as well. I helped you get jobs when y'all was in Lansing, didn't I?
Yes.
If I can't do one thing, I help somebody get a job, get on their feet, and get up out my house.
Yes, Mom, yes. So I have these results in my hand, Miss Edelen,
yes.
And I have to ask you, before I open them, given the attachment your son had to Miss Thomas, the way in which he embraced this baby, regardless of his paternity doubts, and ask you to do the same, do you truly want me to read these results?
I want awareness. And awareness will bring me more awareness of the situation we're in. And yes, I still would like to know.
And so you are prepared
Yes.
either way. All right. These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics, and they read as follows. In the case of Edelen versus Thomas, when it comes to 16-month-old Savannah Thomas Edelen, it has been determined by this court the percentage of relatedness between Ms. Lucille Edelen and Savannah Thomas Edelen is 99.98%. You are related.
Come here. I'm sorry.
Come here. Oh, Nick.
I'm sorry. People make mistakes. I'm not walking on water yet, but people change. She know I love her. I loved her through my son, but now we know.
I wasn't lying. I told you from the jump.
I had to know. It looked like you had Alexis. You had Savannah yourself. She never darkened up. You see me and my son.
I'm happy for you
am
all. I really am. I know this has been such a journey, and it feels so good after all you've been through, the tragedy, the loss, the hurt, the pain, to be able to bless you with this truth that I know you both wanted.
Yes.
There is a piece of your son still in this world.
Yes.
And what's beautiful about getting this truth is, because we have no more doubts, Miss Edelen will be there to support you and cheer you on, because that good nature we see from Quentin, he got that from her, from his family.
Yes, ma'am.
And you'll be able to have them to support.